G'day everyone, and welcome to episode 9, season 2, in our series of Workers and Resources, Sovietsky Republic. Ooh, I like that. That sounded pretty good. Sovietsky Republic. Okay, now we're back, and we are back after a little off-camera shenanigans, which I've been doing in the background and under cover of darkness, as you can see here. And I have a few things to report to you now that you're back in our republic. And the first thing is that our experiment over here of setting up a lovely little hamlet under the high tension wires for both our sawmill and our wood cutting post has gone extremely well. Both of these enterprises, now let's just call this one up as well, have been able to maintain workers and have been very productive. As you can see, we still have wood in the forest to be harvested, and we are not only making wood in the sawmill, but we've got boards up to the wazoo. And not only do we have boards up to the wazoo, but we have now got 3 trucks doing export of our wood products. And if I can just click on this guy down here, this is one of those trucks. So we've got 3 of them going between 2 small customs houses, one to NATO countries and one over in the far over here to our Soviet brothers across the border. And I would have to say that this is our most successful development in terms of industry that we've had so far in the game. And I put it all down to the fact that we built our hamlet right next to our workers' place and moved completely away from the bus stop and the concept of busing workers into factories at a distance. It just doesn't seem to work. So, having said that, in our last episode, we also did an experiment to see if we could get our guys and girls to get their facilities, i.e. their shopping and their pub trips, done by bringing them over here, where we already had grocery stores, a little shop and a pub all set up. The sad reality is, unfortunately, that it didn't work. And we couldn't get them to go to the pub, do the shopping and buy clothes over there. So we've set up a pub here to prove that it works. And of course, and also, that's the pub. And this is the grocery store. And since I've put these in, it's been working out pretty well. And we also have changed the route of our alcohol to not only go to, from our factory, go to this pub up here, which is here somewhere. I think we've got a pub here somewhere. I think that's the pub, isn't it? Yep. Not only go to that pub and bring booze there, but also to bring alcohol down to this guy here. Ooh, sorry, wrong guy. This guy here. Which they've been doing. And as you can see, we've got alcohol going on there as well. So that's been good. I have also added over here a new field. And I had got a little bit further along with the Comrades have got a little bit further along in harvesting this field, so that when we're done, we'll know, well, we'll have an indicative number, how about that, of how much we should be harvesting from all the big fields that we put in. And I added another field over here, and the guy over there is currently in the sowing business for that field. So we're still in the midst of this experiment, but that does seem to be going well. We've got in the granary 53 tons, and down here in the farm we've got 9 tons. So it's looking like I don't know how much of that have we got left to go. A little under half. So maybe we'll end up, what did we say? 50 there, 9 there. So we've got about 60. We might end up at 100 tonnes for a big field, which is a nice round number to work with. And then we can do some calculations moving forward. In terms of food, actually we're doing okay. 22 out of 25. No workers. Oh, no, we've got 31 workers. But no crops. Well, of course we don't have crops. Why would you want crops? Crops are coming, if I'm not mistaken, from here. No crops. No crops. Well, that's good. We might have to redevelop this entire thing. Quite frankly, the whole concept, the way we've got the farm set up, it's not working particularly well. We need to set the farms and everything up around a hamlet, which we didn't do. So we may be up for some serious redevelopment over on that side of the border, getting things going over there in a very different way. But here, huge success. We've got three trucks taking goods to Borislav border and Smoletsaya border. Still losing money, but exports are up. And just to show that that is true, we have rubles over there and dollars over there, and not doing at all shabbily, at all actually. So that's good for us. Now, so what I want to do in this episode is give a little bit of thought to the complete redevelopment of the environment that we are currently living and working in. But I'm not quite sure how I want to do that yet. But I do want to... Now, do I? Of course I do. I want to. Get some stuff going over here, re our fields. I want to finish that experiment. I want to get the meat set up. The whole livestock meat industry, I should have said, going. Now, where's the truck? Oh, there he is, there. How many tons have you got on board, you young fella? 10 out of 10. Oh, okay, well, that was good timing. You're just about to move. Okay, so that seems to be going quite well then. Now, we do have a technical issue here. And that is, oh, no, it's coming along. It's only got 200 tons in the thing. I wouldn't mind betting that we have a technical issue here, though. Oh, no. Got some workers operating without issues. Well, I'm happy with that. Okay, but I do feel that we're going to have to redo the entire farming industry. So I think we should possibly spend a little bit of time looking into that now, actually, because I think that's going to be our next port of call. And I think we're going to need a port of call near a border. That's a border, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of flat for the farming district that we need to bring in. Oh, that might be a little bit flatter. Settings? Settings? No. People? Nobody cares about people. Show the wireframe. It's not ideal. Oh, look at that. A new power supply. Ah, there, that's an idea. Now, what have we got over here? What if we were to set up our own power supply? That's an interesting concept. Let's just spend a minute on that. A coal power plant. It needs coal. doable. Okay, so we need coal. Well, we can look at coal a little bit later, but we're still an agricultural society. So I still wouldn't at all be surprised if there was coal down here. We've got water. All right, how about we look at this for setting up a new farming district? What say you? Sounds pretty good to me, because what we could do is we could use our newfound knowledge about fields, farms, hamlets, and all that sort of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, we could even try reflattening terrain down. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. We could try reflattening terrain down here. And we could set up a very, very positively happening place. I'm a little okay. Now, one of the I think we found our next expansion area. Snezhul. Oh, that's good. Oh, I have no idea how you would pronounce that. You know what? I'm not even going to try, but apologies to anyone who can pronounce that. I certainly could not. Padomerice. This is going to get tricky. Gozin I could do. I could pronounce Gozin. So that might be what we call that area. Power. Yep. Okay, so we're going to head that way when we do our next expansion. And of course, we're a republic, so we don't need a road to join our two guys together. They can just happily go away and do whatever they need to do. But in the meantime, I want to finish off this experiment here. And so I would like to keep that running. In the meantime, though, okay, we need to come back over here and continue with this guy, because we're going to find, see, people's happiness is quite high. Food is high, medicine is high, blah, 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 blah. Now, this is not high. Cultural enjoyment. Sports is low. But the most criticism is coming from the lack of sport. So what can we do sports-wise for our wonderful comrades who are working with us? Let's see what we've got. Grocery store, small store, shopping centre, cinema. Well, it's not a sport, but fine. Pub, tennis playground, and football playground. Bus stops. Well, we've proven, I think, that bus stops are a waste of our money. Fire station, pollution monitoring, a hospital, and a television station. I find it fascinating that pubs and sport are ideally linked in this area. What about a little tennis? What now? Do we need a road for tennis? No, it appears that we do not need a road connection for tennis. So I might be able to put tennis up here. And I'm not even sure that tennis needs power. Does tennis need power? Apparently it does. Okay, that's fine. We'll put some tennis in. We're going to build some footpaths for our people. Yes, indeed. But pretty much everyone can get there. Now, I wonder wonder if it's going to give us any information. Number of staff. Oh, it needs staff. Really? I suppose it does, doesn't it? Well, of course we're a Soviet republic, so of course it's got to have staff. There'll be no volunteers out here, thank you. The local communist committee will have sent out. Where are you going? You're not going there. Will have sent out nobody. But I think they should. Oh, here comes somebody. Visitors waiting in front. Well, we've got a lot of visitors, but no staff. All right, well, you know what? Go there. Just go there. Tennis playground. Isn't that fascinating? It's a tennis playground. It's not a tennis sports centre or a recreational thing. It's a playground. Visitors waiting in front. Current number of visitors 4. So I can only handle 4 out of 4 at a time. Well, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? And it's got 1 staff member. And no staff. Oh, there it goes again. No staff. Wow. Okay, well, you know what? Let's just leave it there and see if it settles down. I'm not so sure that it is, but there you go. Okay, so we've got that happening, and well, we're almost done. So what are we looking at? 15 tonne there and 88 tonne there. Well, you might as well say 90. 15, so 105 tonne. It's a reasonable amount of food, isn't it? Well, a reasonable amount of crops. How much is left though? 4.8. That's the size. Doesn't actually tell you how much, but that's okay. So you're growing, yeah, okay. And you're all happening, right. We're doing reasonably well, actually. I would like, let's just check the finances for a wee minute here. Economy and trade. This month, last month, this year. No, we're losing rubles, but gaining dollars. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting, and I say that it's interesting because we are purchasing our electricity from NATO, and yet with what we're selling to NATO, we're making a profit. And apparently it's $3,900 roughly for a year's period. Okay, but we're losing close on 100,000 rubles. From 1961. Oh, okay. Okay, million over, right, okay. So last year we gained dollars and lost rubles. All right, and we can deal with that. Now what we were hoping for was your alcohol production would be good, but you know what? It's not. And it all comes down to the fact that we've got basically no crops. So that's really weird. You know what? I think you're harvested. Yep, you're harvested. So the final numbers are in, ladies and gentlemen. It's 17 and 102. Well, you might as well say 120 tonnes. So the big fields, each big field gives us 120 tonnes. So let's have a look at animal husbandry at 120 tonnes per field. So we're up here with food and crops, food and alcohol. Alcohol so far has not proved to be the great thing I thought it would be. So, livestock farm, price if funded. Maximum number of workers 50. Maximum production per workday is 5 tonne of livestock. And the maximum, therefore, maximum input is 10 tonnes of crops for 5 tonne of livestock. So half. 10 tonnes a day. And if we've got 120 tonnes from a field, hooly dooly, that's not very good at all. Hang on, I'm just going to go pen and paper on this one. 10 tonnes of crops a day, 365 days in a year, 3,650 tonnes of crops to keep livestock production at maximum, which is 5 tonne of livestock a day. Hooly dooly. If you divide 3,650 by 120 tonnes per big field, wow. Is that right? Hang on. You need 31 big fields to keep livestock production going. Oh man, we've underconfigured this enormously. Wow. We need 35 of these big fields attached to one farm and one silo. Well, I say that, but I don't even know if you can attach that many fields. Actually, that's a good question. How many could you attach simultaneously? Three and a bit. Oh, no. It looks like you can attach 4. Wow, so this is getting even worse. Hang on. So you can attach 4 fields to a farm, or you can work 4 fields to a farm. So that's the other thing we don't know. How many times can you do this so that they are not lapping with each other? So I guess 4, maybe 6 or 8. So you're going to need, you're going to need like 8 or 10 farms and a total of 31 big fields to produce cattle or livestock at full production quantities. Holy dooly, that is going to take up a chunk of land. So if we go back over here to where we were thinking about putting our farming, over here, our farming community, we need 30 big fields. Just out of curiosity. Oh, you can't scroll in and out when you do that, which I really think you need to be able to fix, guys. 1, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You still can't scroll out. It's a little irritating, you know. So the area, just for the fields is like that. From all this side, all the way down there. And then I guess we're going to have to put the farms up there and then put the people out there. Holy dooly, and that doesn't even give space for the cattle. Man, oh man. Well, in actual fact, that might even work out better because we've figured out that you don't need workers in fields or farms, or as it turns out, in silos. So where you would actually build your settlement or your hamlet would be around the meatworks, because the meatworks, let's just double check that, the meatworks, and it doesn't tell you the environment pollution, the max wattage, doesn't tell you how many workers you need. Fascinating. Nor the livestock haul range. What does that do? Livestock haul range, the slaughterhouse, and the meat storage. What on earth is a haul range? Livestock farm. It can handle 225 tonne of livestock. Produces 125 tonne of meat from 250 tonne of livestock. Livestock stable import, 5 tonne. And the colts, okay, so let me see if I've got this right. 10 tonne of crops, I'm going to write this down because this is getting 10 tonne of crops produces 5 tonne of livestock. And if you send 5 tonne of livestock, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, and I don't know what it's used for. But I'm assuming that you go from there to there. Oh, it's a livestock stable. Livestock stable import. Oh, it's a holding pen. Okay. So 250 tonne of livestock. 250 tonne of livestock give you 125 tonne of meat. And then you can store that up to 75 tonne. Hooly dooly. You need 50 sets of 5, which is 500 tonnes of crops. Man, oh man, oh man. $500 tonnes of crops. So what that means, going back to our example over here, is that to keep livestock at daily production, at maximum daily production for one of these, we need that, and then we get 500 tonnes. Well, it's 50. So every 60 days we can do a farm oh man, yeah. this is going to be great. This is going to be great. We're going to need so many people. Exciting. Just Just exciting. Okay, so now what you would do, I guess in this sense, is you would have the farm and then you would go, well, you couldn't really because you couldn't. Oh dear. I'm going to have to take this offline and work this out because this is going to prove to be really fascinating. And my suspicion is that you won't actually be able to produce or set this up so that it produces anywhere nearly what you want it to do. But we're going to go ahead and get some more figures just quickly now. We're going to set up a livestock farm. Now, livestock farm has got, and again, you can't zoom out. So the livestock farm's got, it's big too. And it's got 3 output areas. Now, isn't that interesting? Why would it have 3 output areas? Because you would think, well, maybe you sell livestock, so you go 1 out to trains. Yep. You go 1 to the hall, then you go 1 to the slaughterhouse. Okay, so we're not going to fit it in there, that's for sure. That is for sure. We might fit it across here, actually. Now, will this... Oh no, it's got 4 outputs. Oh, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Right, let's try and do it this way so that we stay as close to our hamlet here as we can. So we go from there to a livestock hall. This is making kind of sense, yeah. Although, okay, we'll put you there. Okay. I don't know how close I can actually work these. How about like that? Let's join them up just to make sure that we can, so that we don't do it later. Join them up. So we go from there to there, right? Oh, this is getting really interesting now because we're finding things out that are going to make the challenge and the size of this just the way to go, I think. But then I like that sort of thing. So that's just me. I'm just saying it's just me. When you get to the slaughterhouse, and I think we're fitting all this in, and then we might as well go to the meats. Look at that! Look how big those buildings are compared to what you end up storing in. And oh, look, and there's no connection at the end about meat storage. Well, isn't that interesting? So maybe what we need to do is this. I'm fascinated. Why are there so many outputs for different things? I really don't understand, but you know what? That's probably okay. Now we'll just join you up. It's getting really interesting now. I mean, as in really, really interesting. No, do that. And then cut in like that. Yep, okay. Put a footpath in because we actually want... Now this might actually work in getting our people to come to work the right way for once. But you never know your luck in a big city. Now, right, so you right, now, can everybody walk to work? I would, oh no, see, look, they can't. They just can't get to those two down there. Well, that's okay, because we can put a house right there, actually. Actually, put a house right here, which would be a big... Now, actually, no workers. You need workers. Interesting that the cold storage facility doesn't need workers. Alright, but what it does need, the reason why we put it up there, is so that we could join it up to this thing here. This thing here. And is it joined? I think it's already joined there. Okay. Well, that's it. We are set to go. So you've already got workers. You don't need workers. Okay. And you do, and you've got nobody. Alright, well, hang on a sec. Where can you reach to? Where can you reach to? You can reach to. You can't reach to anywhere useful. Which is a shame, but we can fix you very simply, he said, hopefully. And the very simple is we stick a house right here. We've got 13 workers. Okay. All right, so we're going to put a house. It's you, right? No, we're going to put a house right here. How many do you need? 50. Ah, easy peasy. Easy peasy. Now, what? I can't even remember what we were using. I think it was not that one. Was it the 51 workers? I can't remember. Let's go over here and see what we used over here. Because this one worked oh, that's 32. No. So you are 50. Well, we could use the 30. Oh, no, there you are. Yeah, we'll use the 30. I think. 43. 43. What? Wasn't there a 30? Oh, I'm getting confused. $43 workers. 32. We use the 32. Now, I'm going to put you in there, even if I live to regret it. But we are going to have to delete you. Actually, I wonder if I can remove you nicely. Oh, yes, I can. Without destroying the ground underneath you. And that might even give us the space to get to those things there. Okay, 32, here we go. No, it's not gonna work particularly well. So I'm gonna go for have we got a 60? Is there a 60 perhaps? It's a 41. 43, 75, 48, 73. Not helpful. Got all sorts of odd numbers, but nothing near the numbers that I'm actually looking for. So we might as well go for the 51, I think. And of course you're not going to fit. Of course you're not going to fit. Why would you? We're only going to get one in there, but we're going to take that one because that's the one we're going to get. And we're going to run you like that. Run you like that. And we are going to assign you to this guy over here. Is it this one? Yeah, it was that one. Right. And that is that. Now, what we do need to do is get a grain truck. Now, grain. Harvesting, right? No. Covered, yes. 10 ton, 5.6, 9.6, 8, 10, 3.6, 10. Thank you. And you have a very simple job. You press the right button. You go from here to there. And that, my friend, that, my comrade friend, is all you do. Oh, and we have to press go. Go for go gadget. And then we will have, now with one delivery, we get 1 day's supply. 1 day's production. So half a ton of livestock, whatever that means. And then at some point or other, that livestock ends up in cold storage. So if you go over there and you unload, and we get production. 0.01 of 26 tons. I can store 60 tons. Interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got livestock production underway. And I'm very excited because we also get to do some off-camera spreadsheet analysis to figure out exactly what we need to get this going. And I'm actually quite looking forward to that because I think that's going to make the game far more interesting when you get to churn the numbers and see what you get at the end of the process. But we have got, we're starting to get some livestock. And that's just super duper exciting because that has turned out very well for us. And we are going to be able to fill this, the grain storage in the livestock area up pretty well. Now, just out of curiosity, is there anything over here? Oh yeah, look, we're getting some livestock over there. Nothing in here yet, but then no resource. Oh, we've got workers. Okay, well that's good. All right, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting. Livestock is with us. Took us a little while to get it together, but we now have livestock. And not only do we have livestock, but when you start looking at the skyline for the night sky of our town, you get a pretty substantial view of our growth. Mind you, I suspect that it's not going to be the nicest place to live because everyone's literally right next door to where they have to work. So that's going to be a bit of pressure on the old civilian population here. But game-wise, I think we're doing very well. So I'd like to thank you very much for joining me today, and I will look forward to seeing you once more at another video in the Grumpy Is Gamer channel. So stay well until that time, and I'll see you all later. Bye.